It is about you. You are the selling point, and the landscape is changing. So be your authentic self because no one wants to go to work being miserable all day. Look at your own resume, look at your own LinkedIn, and look at your impact and what you have provided for that other company. And if you write things in that context, you're going to talk to the next employer.
In my opinion, it's about giving the customer what they really want and just blowing their mind once they get it. And that's what I really love to see, honestly.
Get people to do more of home cooking, home cooked meals, healthy meals, so we can all live long and happy.
I'm very proud to be a mom because, not for nothing, women are amazing.
Oh my God, the sacrifice, and how we make it look so easy.
I was just telling Joanne before we got on the call, I said I had to run from my daughter's school. They had an Easter egg hunt. I said, all right, Mom, I gotta go to work. But you know, just as moms, we make it happen. You know, supernatural abilities. We are the example for them, you know, and I know that with them being a better version of us.
You have to try. You never know how creative you are until you try. Because I didn't think I was creative. I found my creative side during a horrible time in my life.
Struggling with how to manage your small business? We've got the right tool for you. AR Business Expansion. It is the right site to get started on your business plans. It's an integrated digital toolkit for users to utilize better scheduling, automation, and decrease the extra workload. You can join now with a 7-day free trial and continue to use the app for only $24 a month. This simple toolkit will help promote your business to a larger audience. Its CMR tools, smart booking system, and scheduling will save you hours, and it's all in one system. Connect your organization to AR Business Expansion now to grow your social media platforms while juggling busy customers.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lunch and Learn Thursdays. I am super, super excited. Today is a very special day. It's also a very sad day, as I was just sharing. We are 2 days away from my interns ending their time with us. And I don't know, it's just bittersweet, right? When you starting something new and you kind of don't really know what to expect, what you're going to engage with, who you're going to meet. It's uneasy. It's a space of uneasiness. And now when we come to the end, it's like, okay, we've built relationships, we've built connections, we've had conversations, we've gotten to know each other. And now we're like, it's over, right? So this is a love of mine that I enjoy doing. I enjoy mentoring our young people and utilizing my spheres of influence, my relationships, my partnerships in the community to be able to bring that to our young people. I myself have a young person. I have a couple of young people. I have 3, but my immediate one is a 12th grader going to college soon. And so when I think about him and I think about me being at this age at this time as well, I think about the things that I would have liked to have heard. I think about the things or the engagements, the encounters, the relationships that would have been beneficial to me and how I would have loved for someone to have shared some care in some of these spaces. And I did. I had some mentors. I had great work experiences, and those helped to change my life for the future. So today we are going to be meeting with some individuals who have worked with us for the Summer Youth Employment Program, which is SYEP. They were virtual interns, which is a new kind of experiment that SYAP has done. They started it during COVID, of course, but then they stopped it, and now they're reinvesting in it as an opportunity for youth who have busy schedules, who are doing other things, and you'll learn a little bit from some of our individuals, some of their background and what they have been involved in over the summer and what their experience was with us here at the Juneteenth NYC organization. So I am not going to belabor it any longer. I don't know if I introduced myself, but I'm Athenia Rodney, CEO and founder of Juneteenth NYC. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we are all about cultural infusion. How do we impart information about our culture, the African American culture, to our community, to our neighboring cultures, so that they have a better understanding of the culture. There's always challenges, there's always misinformation that's being shared, and our goal here at Juneteenth NYC with our Lunch and Learns are to demystify that and bring people on who can share real, true stories and life experiences. So, with no further ado, I'm going to bring our first intern on. If Demelia could please join us on stage. Hello, Demelia. How you doing?
Hi, everyone. I'm doing well.
Awesome. Well, welcome. We are glad to have you, and we are excited to have you be in your completing phase, your last steps with us. So tell us your name, your school, what grade you're in, and what your future goals are.
So, hello, everyone. My name is Demelia Watson. I am a sophomore, upcoming junior, and I go to Brooklyn College. My upcoming goals, I really want to explore different opportunities just so that I can excel in my career growth. That's one of my biggest goals right now. That's why I'm experiencing this and learning through different internships, especially with these internships. And it's sad that it has come to an end, but I really had a great experience working with the team.
Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you. And I know you have a presentation that you will share. So, James, if you could bring up the presentation, and I'll pass the mic over to you.
Yes, okay, that's good. So, hi, everyone. I am a participant of Juneteenth NYC with the internship that I work for about 2 months. So I work as a youth podcast and blog contributor, where my role serves to researching social media promotion, video editing, creating flyers, and podcast moderation. Next slide. So why did I choose Juneteenth NYC? It specifically focused on Black, Indigenous, and people of color communities, and involves the youth participating in discussing culture, entrepreneurship, and community impact. And I also wanted to learn more about engaging stories and topics to build valuable skills that will be useful for my future career growth. Next slide. So, my projects. With this opportunity, I worked on many promotional flyers, such as these ones. These are examples of the ARB business promotional flyers that I created. Next slide. Next slide. Okay. I also created more examples. I believe they already played the video of the reel that I created, which was this one, the one on the far right. Next slide. So 5 major skills I developed: researching, video editing, content creation, brand building, and project management. So to go into that, I worked on multiple research projects. I've explored finding different strategies to bring in more promotion to the brand social media presence, and I analyzed key details and creative approaches for brand building. I've also worked on videos using software such as CapCut and Canva, and this experience has led me to evaluate how to create tactics using reels and stories, and this also ties in with project management and content creation. Next slide. So, challenges and impact. So one of my biggest challenges that I've been trying to focus on is public speaking. And with this internship, it has led me to practice practice speaking about true, authentic experiences with our daily discussion and our podcast sessions. This environment opens a space for daily communication, and as I continue to speak with the team, it has led me to be more comfortable with speaking. And I use this floor to speak about hot topics on diversity, culture, history, and social justice. Next slide. Okay, so to wrap up this presentation, we talked about projects I worked on, the skills I've attained, and challenges and their impact. This was a great learning experience, and it showed me the perspective on how to operate a business while working behind the scene. I've grown within my teamwork abilities and decision-making skills, and I also explore more opportunities that gravitate towards entrepreneurship, black-owned businesses, and nonprofits. Next slide. And that wraps it up all for my presentation. I want to thank everybody, Athenia and the team, James and Vaughn. It was such an amazing experience to work with everybody. And yes, that's my presentation.
All right, there we go. I'm back on screen. I was like, can I be added back on screen? Hey, okay. Well, thank you, Demelia. That was a great presentation. I do have a question for you. And feel free, those who are watching, to be able to engage as well. And it's not going to be a hard question. We went through a series of workshops as well. What was your favorite workshop? And I guess what was one thing that you took away from that workshop?
I think my favorite workshop was with, I can't remember her name, but she was talking about forgiveness. Um, that workshop definitely resonated with me because I didn't really think deep about the concept of forgiveness. She was during our session she was talking about how we should show forgiveness to others so that we can heal. And that truly resonates with me. So I really want to practice forgiveness, and yeah, I really held that to my heart right there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jamelia, for sharing. I think that yes, forgiveness is something that we all struggle with in some form of fashion,
Mhm.
and it never gets old. So even as you get older, it is still something that you will need to work on. So thank you again for
Yes.
your presentation, and I am going to put you backstage, and we'll bring you back up at the end. So thank you.
Bye. You're welcome. Bye bye.
Hi. All right. So next up we have the Ebo. So if Ebo can join us on stage. Uh-oh. I think we lost James. All right. So I will. All right. So welcome, Ebo. How you doing?
Hi, hello everybody. My name is Evatali Gubadia, and I also interned for Juneteenth New York this summer. I learned a lot here. But first, introduce myself. I'm a rising freshman in college. I'm going to be attending John Jay College of Criminal Justice by the end of this month, actually, and I seek to have a career in politics.
Ooh, politics. That is a interesting topic, especially in the demographics that we are in right now. And we need
Yeah.
individuals who are culturally sensitive, who are culturally aware, to be in that space. And I think that you have done a great job working with us and being able to do that. James, I don't know if you're ready to share screen.
Yeah.
Awesome. Here we
Yeah,
go.
this is the review of my overall experience in Juneteenth NY. Next slide. So yeah, this is basically what my presentation is going to cover. The tasks that I was provided, my learned experiences, and my overall view of my job. Next slide. So yeah, this was the work anticipated for me as an intern. Next slide. But to begin, I was contracted to work in Juneteenth, New York by SYP, which is a program that connects a lot of the youth in New York to with different jobs across the city. This happened in mid-July, around July 15th, and my job is expected to end around the end of August or in a couple of days. Next slide. And these are my expected tasks. Okay, next. Promotional media, which consists of flyers, videos, and reels. I have some work of that on the next slide. There was a lot of extensive work that I did in Canva, which really enhanced the quality of the materials I was making. Alongside this, I also did a lot of grant writing, which kind of exposed me to the monetary mechanisms of businesses and companies in New York and the world in general. Next slide. So these are some of the examples of the work I did. As you can see, they all follow a specific branding, and I suppose they're very strong in the sense that they really promote the key ideas of the business. And this really helped me grow my experience with creating promotional media in general. All right, next slide. And these are my learning experiences. Next. Cannibalization. As I said, I really learned how to navigate a lot of my creativity in terms of actually creating physical items. I'm more of a writer. I'm not really a designer. So this was pretty new to me. But in terms of the more important topics, I suppose that's relevant for everybody who's watching this presentation. Business is very important. I learned how some business can acquire the funds that they use to operate, how to keep a business afloat, et cetera, et cetera. I feel as if this is very useful in case I want to become an entrepreneur like Athenia in the future. She's very inspiring. Next slide. Automation. I know Airbnb is something that's marketed often, and it's very important. A lot of businesses can't thrive without automation, having a centralized space to operate all of their business mechanisms and whatnot. This is not a sponsored ad for Airbnb, but I believe that people who seek to be entrepreneurs should invest in the platform. We also had weekly sessions, which really empowered me and taught me a lot of lessons that are crucial going forward. They prioritize my personal growth and nourishment, as you can see. And in growing, I found that I can contribute better to the company and the workspace and the atmosphere in general. Next slide. And this is my overall review of the company. Next. The strengths of Juneteenth NY. There's a very good community atmosphere. I really enjoyed working here alongside with my colleagues. All of my tasks were very transparent. They're very clear. There weren't many questions to be asked, but work to be done, which is good to support a business. And the third point talks about community, but in another aspect. Juneteenth is a very powerful holiday that celebrates Black people in general, and I feel as if Athenia has made that her purpose to elevate that community and serve it to the best of her nature. And naturally, I assisted with that, promoting the business and everything. There's also a lot of great networking potential. That would be useful for me as I want to pursue a career in politics, and working with important individuals who are also associated with Juneteenth would be very helpful for me. As I said before, there's a lot of self-growth and nourishment provided, which was very useful as well. And I got experience in the workspace. I'm pretty new to working in general, so this is something that I definitely needed in order to enhance my understanding of how I can actually contribute in a proper formal setting. These were some of the lessons that we learned in the weekly sessions. How forgiveness is a powerful tool. That was one of my favorite sessions. On how important it is to embody your cultural pride. Somebody came on with an extensive career in hair braiding, and he taught us a lot about how important it was to acknowledge where we came from and acknowledge the people that helped us get to where we are today. And here's a third lesson that wasn't particularly covered, but I feel as if can be encompassed by what we learned in each of these sessions, which is to look toward the future. The future is very important, and you should only study the past if it's to derive wisdom from it. And I suppose that kind of segues into my final point, the future. As I said before, I want to study politics, and I want to study politics because I have a desire to impact the world that both you and I live in with my own hands. And yeah, next slide. That's it. That's the end of my presentation, and open for any and all questions. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, Evo, for sharing your thoughts and all of your insights. I love how you brought in some of the greats, the highs and the lows. I felt like you did a SWOT analysis of the business and your experience with us. So I really love that. I also enjoyed hearing some of the takeaways that you got from some of the workshops that you were able to engage in. So I have a question for you before you go, and that is centered around your impact. What is one takeaway or one thing that you want to implement as you go into the rest of this year that you've learned from Juneteenth NYC and the workshops that we offer?
Primarily, I want to work on bettering my perception of other people, primarily through forgiveness. I heard a really good quote before, or I rather made it myself. But it's kind of like discusses how sacred rage is a truth on fire and whatnot. You should live and abide by your truth, and it's reasonable to be upset, but you should also work past all of those struggles as well and learn to forgive yourself and other people, even if it isn't for their benefit.
Wow, that's powerful. I love that. You're going to do a great job, Evo. I can't wait to be able to vote for you in whatever designation of legislation you decide to go into. So thank you for being a part of our team, and we'll see you backstage. Bye. All right, so next up we have Summer. Summer, welcome to the stage. My best and loving sis. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome, awesome. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your name? What grade are you in? School that you attend? And what's your future goals?
Okay, my name is Summer. I'm gonna be a senior in high school, and my interests are in art, like dance and music. And when I get older, I want to be a music producer or a veterinarian.
Whoop, whoop. And I know that one of those was not a part of your initial plans when we first started. So I hope that we hear a little bit about how the presentations have impacted you in changing. So I know we have a presentation slide to share for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
My experience as a Juneteenth intern. Next slide. My name is Summer London. I already said most of this stuff, so you can go to the next slide. This internship was more than a work experience for me. It was an opportunity to contribute to a meaningful movement and, to empower Black people through events, workshops, education, and more. Next slide. Okay, through this experience, Juneteenth showed me that they empower Black, Indigenous people of color, and I feel like through this organization, they teach you how to build generational wealth in underdeserved communities while also celebrating our culture, resilience, and success. I chose this internship to explore digital marketing and content creation because prior to this, I had ideas of becoming a content creator, and I wanted to also start a business in the future. So I feel like this was a good experience and beginning to like become one of that, like become that. Next slide. Okay. Some of my responsibilities were to create flyers and marketing videos, researching vendors and potential business partners, emailing them as well, scheduling social media posts, and attending motivational and business development workshops. Next slide. These two flyers on the left I had made, and I also, oh yeah, I already said it. Next slide. And these are my key takeaways from this experience. Next slide. Okay, one of the first workshops that inspired me was the 7 Stages of Grief workshop, because it encouraged me to shift my perspective from thinking like, why do bad things always happen to me, and like seeing them as challenges. Like instead of seeing them as challenges, seeing them as a way for me to improve myself and give myself a new purpose and ability to impact other people's lives positively, and also like show myself how strong I am. And another workshop that spoke out to me was the Following Your Dreams and Passions workshop, because it was a good reminder on why to always do what I believe like I should do and not listen to what my peers say. Even if it's my closest family members, they could also take my dreams away because they may not understand why I want to do what I want to do, and may not just see that vision for themselves, so they could discourage me if I listen to them. And yeah, one of the quotes that stuck with me was, focus on why it matters to you. That's what always keeps you moving forward. And don't be afraid of change, but to be a part of it. Next slide. Some of the skills that I gained were digital marketing skills like editing videos and making eye-catching flyers, communicating better, especially when it comes to having a team. You have to have good communication to get things done and to be clear on like what you want to do. Better time management when it comes to how much time I want to spend on each task, and being more creative with like how I make my flyers. Some of the challenges that I faced at first were communication and coming up with professional ideas for the flyers instead of making it like too artsy, but making it more professional, but also eye-catching. And also adjusting to new software like Canva, because I've only used it for school before, but never like for anything professional. Next slide. And my final reflection of this whole experience, from this, I got a new sense of purpose in life and what I want to be in the future and how I could also get there. Also, being a part of a mission-driven organization, I'm very proud of that, especially since it caters to Black people and people who look like me. So I'm glad that I was able to help with that. And I've also gotten a lot of like impactful and like great like reminders on like why I should always try to achieve my goals the best way that I can and not listen to anybody. And yeah, that's it. Honestly, I just feel like this experience really taught me a lot of things that I will carry on like within the workplace, school, and even at home, like just how I sorry. Just like how I put, like how do I want, like, it just makes me think of how I want the world to see me and my legacy. Sorry. I'm a little nervous, but yeah. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
You are welcome. Thank you. Summer, you did a great job. I love the presentation, seeing how colorful and how impactful. I've seen your growth throughout this entire process, where you started off where everything was just very colorful, lots of added stuff and superlatives. And I was like, let's hone it in on creating professional flyers. So just being able to see your transition from that, and how I'm loving the fact that you really just took this in. Y'all don't know how much this like makes me so, and y'all know I'm so emotional. So I'm just like, oh, this is really awesome. Like, the fact that you are able to walk away feeling like you've really gained something that you are going to be able to, I hope and I pray that years down the line, you can look back at this moment. I'm about to cry. That you can look back at this moment and you can say, that this really meant something to me. It just wasn't a time or a moment where I was just staying busy, but to know that everything that you did had meaning. Everything that you did showed more about the culture. It showed more about the impact that we have as a collaboration. We can't do anything on our own. And so I really appreciate all that you contributed throughout this time. And I just thank you. I thank you for everything. And I thank all of y'all. Okay. I'm going to stop. Thank you, Summer. All right. Who do we have next? As I take a deep breath, Ashliani, if you can join me on stage.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, my love? How are you?
I'm doing good. What about you?
I'm good. I'm getting it together. I'm getting it together. But thank you for joining us. Share a little bit about who you are, your grade, what school you attend, and what your future goals are.
So my name is Ashliani Batista, and the grade I'm currently going to is 11th grade. The school I'm going to transfer to, it's called Cypress Hill Collegiate Prep, and my goals for the future are to become a nurse because I really enjoy helping people, and I see myself in the future working as a nurse and just caring and helping for people because it makes me feel good, and I think it's one of my passions. So yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for that. And we look forward to joining or visiting a hospital near us and being able to experience your kindness and your love. So I'm going to pass the table over to you, Ashliani.
Okay, next slide. Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Ashliani, and I've been working with Juneteenth for about, this is going to be my 6th week. And today I'm just going to be sharing the skills I learned while working here, and also personal growth that I noticed while working with Juneteenth. Next slide, please. One of the first skills I would say I learned is designing posters, flyers, anything that is promotionally related. I like learned how to design posters and flyers on Canva, and I think it taught me a lot how to become creative because I was able to choose colors, fonts, and like different layouts, and some of them which I had to follow under branding guidelines. So I think it was a fun experience and definitely a fun skill that I learned because it taught me how to make things promotional or how to make things professional, and also like how to make certain like posters like eye-catching for like people to look at and for them to be interested in. So I think that was a fun and important skill that I learned. Next slide. Another important skill that I learned was writing formal emails. So before working with SYP and Juneteenth, I struggled with writing emails, like writing text messages, and now I know that's not how you write your emails. So I think this experience also taught me how to write my emails, saying like my outro, my intro, how to make emails short but also direct and respectful. And also I learned the importances like of rereading or like checking for any grammar before sending it. So I think that's another important skill that I learned. Next slide, please. The third skill I would say I learned is communication skills. I used to struggle personally with like asking questions because I was like really shy. But I feel like this job taught me that it's okay to ask questions, and I became more comfortable speaking in meetings. Usually, every day, we would start off with an icebreaker, and I think that helped a lot because I got to know everyone individually based off the questions we were being asked. So I think that also helped me a lot to speak up more, and yeah, it was really helpful for me. And also, it taught me how to receive like any feedback, whether it was like work related. And yeah, next slide, please. The fourth skill I learned, similar to communication skills, is professional social skills. I think throughout time I became more confident to speak up more, especially public speaking. Like I said before, personally, I was really like nervous and shy, and I'm currently nervous, as you guys can tell. But I think this helps me like to speak up more, and also apart from professional social skills, it also helped me like socialize with coworkers, like obviously job related, but it still teaches you like basic manners and how to be in like a workspace even if it's virtually. So like examples like just basic human manners, just saying hey, good morning, and the coworker's name. I think it really taught me like a lot, especially for the future when I am in a workspace in person. So I think this was really an important skill that I learned. Next slide, please. Last but not least, I would say the last skill I learned was money management. I used to struggle a lot from not really like saving a lot, but throughout the workshop meetings we would have, I don't remember what their name was or what the workshop was called, but I think it was the workshop called Following Your Dreams. But in that workshop, it was just talking about following your dreams, but they were giving advice, and I remember them mentioning about managing your money. So I think it taught me a lot the importances of saving your money while also learning how to balance both, so spending and saving. And it taught me a lot how to become more responsible in the future. So I think that was really important as well. And next slide. And that is it for my presentation for today.
Oh, congratulations. Thank you for sharing. You did an amazing job. Uh-oh, we're gonna fix it up. Getting it. Almost. 1, 2. There we go. So it's like technical difficulties, but you did a great job, Ashliani.
Yeah.
So Ashliani messaged me earlier today. She says, I don't think I'm going to be on camera. And I was like, absolutely not. You are going to be on camera. We're going to make a way. We're going to figure it out. But you did an amazing job. And just overcoming your fears, pushing past moments of uncomfortableness as we learn throughout this time is how we grow. And so I am grateful for just how you showed up, and the fact that you showed up. We started out with 10 interns, we ended up with 6. So the fact that you are making it to the end in itself is something to be proud of for yourself as well. And I saw some, who's Ashley? Who's Ashley Batista?
She's my sister.
Yes, sister. Yeah, a sister is so proud of you. She said that she is very proud of you, and we have a lot of people saying that you spoke very well, that you spoke clear and confident, and I definitely concur. You did an amazing job, so thank you very much. Let me see. So, question for you: you want to be a nurse? So, Nurse Ashliani, what is something that you gained or an experience that you can pull from this space on how that you can or will take into your nurse role in the future?
I would say something I would take from what I learned during these 6 weeks is definitely communicating. So, like for example, since I want to be a nurse, I would need to communicate to patients what's going on or like what needs to happen, or writing emails and replying. And also money management. I think that's really important because sometimes some people, like including myself, I used to struggle with not having self-control, but now I find a balance into saving and spending. So definitely those three key things.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ashiani. It was a pleasure having you on. And we'll send you backstage and we'll see you a little bit later. Next up, we have Shanawaj. Welcome to the stage. How
Hi.
you doing, Shanawaj?
How are you?
I am good. I'm better. I'm getting it together. I'm trying not to, like have full on tears and snot and all that other stuff. Because like I said, this is definitely an emotional moment. So proud of you all and all the work that y'all have done. And like I said, just sticking through it is it shows volumes. So I'm gonna start off by asking you to share your name, your school, what interests you have for the future, and any other tidbits you would love to share before you start your presentation.
So my name is Shauna Watch. I'm gonna be a 12th grade, in September, and in the future, I'm still trying to figure that out. But like, I think this internship's really given me like a lot of ideas for the future.
Awesome. So we can bring up your presentation. Ooh, fun. I love all of the uniqueness and how our presentations came together. So I will see you in a little bit.
Okay, so my experience interning with Juneteenth NYC. Next slide. So what I learned from my 6-week internship here is how to properly promote things for businesses. Like I made flyers in regard to using the branding that was assigned. I made videos that would help with promotion. And during the summer, we participated in information sessions where we heard from different speakers. We got to participate in them as well by like answering questions. I also joined backstage for lunch and learns almost every week, and it taught me a lot about the journeys of different speakers. Next slide. So for the flyers, at first I thought like it was really challenging because I didn't really understand how to make them. But after receiving feedback from different people, I was able to improve a lot. And I think creating flyers taught me a lot about promotion and how it's really important to demonstrate the benefits of a business. It also taught me a lot about communication and understanding the fundamental marketing principles. Next slide. So these are some of the flyers that were posted using AR Business that I made. So I think that AR Business is really helpful because it has like everything in one site and it can help you post like in any website that you want. So these are just two of the ones that I made that were talking about the marketing toolkit and just to show up for your business every day. Next slide. So I also made videos during my time in my internship to promote things like the lunch and learns or AR business or Juneteenth. And I used it and I did them with Canva. I found Canva to be a really helpful and important tool in the process of making the videos because it helped me make them professional and interesting. Next slide. So these are examples of two videos. Could we play the first one? It's okay if we can't. We could just go to the next slide. So I also did youth empowerment series, which were Zoom sessions where there would be a new speaker every day. And in one session, we heard from someone who told us about his journey to his career and how it was like his true passion. I can't remember his exact name or the name of the session, but he was like a barber, and he like told us about how it's important to like embrace your culture and like how it's important to like express who you are. And I thought that this session was really inspiring because it encouraged me to try to find my own passion. Next slide. So lunch and learn, like we're doing right now, I thought that the weekly sessions backstage were really important, and it was really educational. I learned a lot about how to use StreamYard, which is where we do the lives. I also learned a lot from the guest speakers from the lunch and learns. For example, there was this one speaker a few weeks ago that talked about aligning purpose with power. And I remember feeling really inspired by it, and I remember like just trying to understand like how I'm going to find like my purpose and align it with power. So I thought that was educational. Next slide. So overall, my experience with Juneteenth NYC taught me a lot, and I'm very grateful that I was given the opportunity to intern here this summer. And I have learned skills that I think I will definitely take with me in the future. And I have a new sense of understanding that I know will be helpful to me in other areas of my life as well. And if I had to pick one thing that I learned from this experience that I found the most valuable, I think it would be my ability to create and edit videos and flyers, because I think that it was a very useful skill to learn and have. I think I really improved, and with the knowledge that I gained from this internship, I think it'll help me succeed further in life as well. Next slide. Okay, so thank you for listening to my presentation.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Shanawa. So I have a question for you. What was the hardest part about being working with us?
Um, the hardest part, I think it would just be like technical difficulties, because I found like working here to be really inspiring and easy for me. Like when I started to learn different things and how to do them, like I thought that it was really like easy to understand, and I think it was really interesting and educational.
Got it. Well, thank you. Yeah, technology can always be a challenge, and I'm sure Tando would be gracious and thankful if he is watching for your all of your thoughts about his presentation and how that was for him. So, thank you so much, Shanawaj. It was a pleasure having you
You too.
on, and look forward to bringing you back to close us out. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Bradley, if you can join us on stage. Hello,
Hello.
how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I'm glad that you're doing well. I am a little bit more even keel now, so but I think that that is just again, what's the song? We don't want to say goodbye to yesterday, so that's the kind of moment I'm feeling. But please, Valley, introduce yourself to everyone. What's your name? What school? And what is your future goals?
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Bradley Thomas. I'm 19 years old and currently a sophomore at Purchase College, majoring in biology on the pre-med track. While I've had to work through some challenges in earlier classes, I've been improving my study habits and focusing on doing my best in my current courses like cell bio and chemistry and statistics. And my future goals is to become an anesthesiologist working in a hospital with a stable Monday through Friday schedule. I'm committed to excelling academically, developing my skills, and building the discipline I'll need for medical school and beyond.
Well, awesome. We definitely need some culturalized anesthesiologists. I know when I had my first son, I had a big situation that happened in that space, and it was because they weren't listening to me, or they didn't feel like I was in pain, and the anesthesiology wasn't placed in properly. So we definitely need people like you joining the ranks in that space to be a voice for everyone who you're servicing. And so I will pass the stage to you.
Thank you. So today I'll be sharing my journey interning with Juneteenth NYC this summer, including the key tasks I worked on, the skills I developed, and the personal and professional growth I experienced. Next slide. So today I'll cover my introduction and SYP role, the mission and history of Juneteenth NYC, my internship responsibilities and the projects I contributed to, and I'll also talk about the lessons and skills I gained. And finally, I'll share my conclusions and answer any questions. Next slide. So introduction, who I am and my SYP role. Next slide. So in my role as a virtual assistant and outreach support for Juneteenth NYC, I wear a lot of different hats. I helped manage communications and kept our key documents organized so the team could stay on the same page. I also assisted with event promotion, which meant helping to engage the community and attract participants. I also contributed to outreach by connecting with local groups and spreading awareness about our programs. I supported the planning and execution of meaningful events, making sure things ran smoothly and left a real impact. And most importantly, I work to highlight African American history and culture, reinforcing the mission of Juneteenth NYC. A little about me again, I'm 19, currently a sophomore, bio major in a pre-med track, passionate about serving, protecting, and astonishing. I joined Juneteenth NYC through SYP to connect with my Black roots, learn more about the history and meaning of Juneteenth, and commit myself to personal growth while making a positive impact on my community. Next slide. About Juneteenth NYC, the mission and history. Next slide. So the mission of Juneteenth NYC is to empower Black, Indigenous people of color entrepreneurs through workshops, courses, and events that help turn ideas into successful businesses. They focus on creating opportunities to build generational wealth, develop a global network that uplifts Black, Indigenous people of color achievements, and celebrating Black heritage and community impact. Next slide. Internship responsibilities. Next slide. So during my internship as a virtual assistant and outreach support, I helped manage communications and organize documents to keep the team coordinated. I assisted with event promotion to engage the community, contributed to outreach efforts to spread awareness about programs, and supported the planning and execution of meaningful events and helped highlight African American history and culture. One of my key responsibilities was inviting past speakers and community members to become influencers or ambassadors for the Big Savvy Artist Academy. I also researched charter schools across New York City for back-to-school bookings, collected key contact information, and coordinated with the outreach team to send email campaigns. This helped expand connections with the educational community and supported Umaja events programming. Next slide. Project contribution. Key tasks and events. Next slide. So one of the events I attended recently was the 90-day Conquering Unforgiveness Journal Workshop, which is a really good event. The session emphasized personal growth and healing, encouraged participants to let go of past hurts like myself, highlighted the importance of emotional resilience, and reinforced how empowering individuals contributes to stronger communities. It was a powerful experience for me personally. Next slide. Lessons and skills that I've learned from this internship and how I've grown personally and professionally. Next slide. So professionally, I strengthened my research skills by identifying vendors and evaluating businesses fit, improved my outreach abilities by connecting with small business owners, gained experience assessing opportunities for both product and service-based entrepreneurs, supported events, provided meaningful community resources, and enhanced my communication and networking skills through direct engagement with community members. Personally, I developed a deeper appreciation for community empowerment, built emotional resilience, practice empathy and personal healing, gain confidence in contributing to professional and community focused environments, and strengthen my sense of connection to my heritage and cultural impact. Next slide. Conclusion and Q&A. Next slide. So this internship was more than just a role. It was an opportunity to grow professionally, connect deeply with my Black heritage, and to contribute to the events that celebrate freedom, unity, and culture. I'm grateful for the chance to bring Juneteenth NYC's mission to life through teamwork and outreach, and I want to thank everyone for listening, and I'd be happy to answer any questions about my experience, the projects I worked in, or our Juneteenth NYC's mission. Next slide. Thank you. And I'd just like to leave with this quote: when we honor our history, we empower our future. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bradley. That was really amazing. I love the color spread that you used, and just all of the takeaways that you shared in the different avenues. I know you're looking at going into, or you're in the space of being pre-med. Share, if any, what would a takeaway or takeaways be into that space and working as a doctor in that field, and how something that you might have learned might be relative to that.
I was saying, dealing with all different types of people, being able to communicate, and just being able to say exactly what needs to be said and share ideas, and just come to a good understanding of what needs to be done.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for sharing and for all that you bring to the table and brought to the table throughout this entire time. I saw, I think it was Marsha, was like, Dr. Bradley. Wonderful job, Dr. Bradley. So speaking it into existence and continuing to give you your flowers while we can. So we can bring all of our interns on the stage. That would be great. And James, if we can take off the background so that we can see everybody's face. Yeah, there we go. Awesome, awesome. All right. So, team, I just want to share. So, all of you mentioned that we participated in a series of workshops. I just want, because we have a lot of our workshop leaders who are here and they're watching, I just want to give them their flowers. So, if you can share, or just give a round of applause for them as I share their names. So we had, for the first one, it was with Marsha Lee Coleman. She talked about advance for your young people stepping into the future. And she also talked about some of what grief looks like. Our second one was guest speaker Callie Williams. She talked about how to be an influencer and what being an influencer is all about. Then we had Kim Fennell, who talked about virtual production and how to present yourself in a virtual space, right? Then we had Nicole Taylor, turning internships into opportunities, building your brand from day one. Then we also had Jamar French, who came on and talked about networking, saving, career services. We had Alyssa Lowe's, who talked about following your dreams and manifestations. And then we had Nicole Potts, who came and talked about setting and achieving goals. We had Tandil Kafale, who came on and talked about following your passion. And as he talked about locks, which is the area of expertise that he operates in. We have Stephanie Stevenson, who talked about life after loss, from pain to purpose. And she talked about the loss of her stillborn son. And that was really powerful. We also had Dion Germain, who came and talked about the 90-day conquering unforgiveness, which a lot of you mentioned during your sessions. We also had, and then we closed out yesterday, I think it was yesterday, well, this week, with Taisha Eason talking about lead up and lead well. And so I would like for you all to just give them a round of applause for all that they have done to pour into you all as they are here celebrating you. So we want to thank them for their time, their love, and their appreciation, because you are the products of all of that. So before we go, it is 12:59. I would love for us to be able to take a picture. So if y'all can prop yourself up so we can see your whole face, that would be great. in the screen. And on the count of 3, 1, 2, and 3. Awesome. Got you. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining. I hope you got a lot from this. I hope, I know as our interns shared, they also got a lot from this opportunity. We are going to be operating or offering some of these opportunities on Saturdays, where we'll be doing some workshops with a lot of our up and coming high school students. And so we hope that this has inspired you to join us. Uh-oh, we got a whole lot going on here. There we go. I hope this has inspired you to join us and to contribute, because all of your contributions help us as a 501c3 organization to continue and to be able to offer programming like this to our students and to our future. So as we always say, have a blessed one. Happy Thursday. God bless everyone. Allow culture to stay a part of who you are and what you do. And don't forget that we cannot do this alone. We can only do this in community. Have a great one, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.
So with the brand new album, and I'm talking hits of the
Juneteenth Festival was a full celebration of culture alive. Donate today. Please like, share, and comment. Register now at Juneteenth.ny.com. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and comment. Register now at Juneteenth.ny.com. Thanks for watching.